Hi there, I am Adam and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will share my thoughts on the new content added in the 0.31 update for BeamNG.drive. Similar to the last BeamNG update videos I made, I have not checked out everything 0.31 has added, but for what I have seen, I'm liking it a lot. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Gavril T-Series remake. So this is something that I'm actually pretty glad has happened, because up until this recent update, the Gavril T-Series, though it did have quite a few different upfits and configurations that had those upfits, it certainly felt like there was something missing. And I would definitely say that one of those things is, well, a remake. Gonna bring in one of configurations here. This is just the sleeper of the T83, I think. Probably could have done a base model, but this is the vehicle that's shown in the thumbnail for the vehicle. So it is the sleeper. I think we can still use this to talk about it. So this is the conventional day cab version of, or this is a configuration with a conventional day cab, which for those who live in the US probably have seen like a design like this. Some that are probably in this time period and this vehicle was made in, though some are probably more modern. But what we also got now for the Gavril T-Series is a cab-over version, and I think I'll do the TC83 base. Bring that up to show you all. So for those who live in countries in Europe, and maybe, well, I haven't checked on the other countries that have this type of design of a cab for big diesel trucks. It is very nice to see that something like this is now added in the game, or has been added in the game, excuse me. The vehicle now has openable doors, and we can also open up, or in this case, tilt up the cab in order to see the engine, which, unlike the conventional day cab versions of the T-Series, for cab overs, the engine is right, I would say, sort of right next to the driver and passenger, but below them, which I would definitely say is, well, I haven't looked at a lot of cab over big rigs, but I would have to assume that that's how it works in real life. If we click on this latch here, we can tilt up the cab so we can get a better look at the engine. And I gotta say that this update definitely added some detail to the Gavril T-Series. Only regarding the engine itself, I don't know why. Well, I can easily see that. It's kind of dark right there. But I would have to assume that there's more detail in it for the Gavril T-Series than there was beforehand. Maybe I'll bring the cab back down. Close the doors again. I think I'll load up Gavril T-Series with the normal, or the conventional day cab. I believe that's what it's called. I did check out the, I probably should put the camera back to the vehicle, but I guess this is okay. So this is the base version of the T83. And once again, doors do open as well. And in terms of lifting up the hood, we have to unlatch this part here. Same on this side, and the nose will be able to open it up. And once again, get a lot of detail. Look at that. It is really great to see that, because I don't think that the engines, or I should say the Gavril T-Series, had a lot of this detail in here. So it's wonderful to see this. Definitely interesting to see the frame is a different color than before. It's in a red, which is kind of turned off about it at first, but kind of like it. We also have our dolly in the back. One thing that's really cool is that we can actually lock and unlock the tilt of the fifth wheel dolly right here. And I would assume that that is related to attaching a trailer. Maybe. I haven't looked too much into this. But if we go into the interior, I can definitely say that there are some differences between the conventional day cab. And actually, I'm just going to check if that's the... Yep, conventional day cab. Because that's a frame, but conventional split windshield day cab, yeah. I don't believe that we actually had this variant version of the day cab, but the normal one probably gonna be hard to see. But if you look right here for the windshield, you can tell that that part is different. It's more thicker, and on the outside, the design right here is looks like it's filled in. It has like a gap, more wider gap, excuse me, where with the day cab it's pretty much more like I don't know what you would call this. I'm sorry everybody. I'm not sure if this would be like a structure. This maybe be structural support or something that would split it. I don't know. But yeah, very cool to see that there's a different version of the day cab. Now with that, there's a difference between the interior, and I should probably kind of a weird. I'll zoom out a little bit here. The design of the interior for the cab over is definitely different. Controls are right nearby. It makes the driver at an angle, whereas for the cab it is still nearby, but it's more straight. A handful of these buttons can be interacted with. We got the ignition, which I don't really know what that is. But if we can actually turn the ignition off, turn the vehicle off. Maybe this has to do with the something, I don't know. Again, I haven't looked into the terminology for bake rigs. We can turn the ignition on if we want to. We'll zoom in on some of the other buttons here. We got looks like something that would gauge the throttle. We got the fifth wheel slider over here, which we can lock and unlock. It's locked right now. We have the differential mode that we can lock and open, change to open. Of the engine brake. You can put the compression brake all the way to 100 if you want to, or to nothing. You also increase the amount or decrease the amount of compression brake by pressing the trigger up, the upper trigger right here. And we can increase it by pressing the bottom trigger here. You're able to disable the trailer air supply, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And we also have a button for the parking brake, which we can enable, and we can enable and disengage if we want. Now, gotta say that even though the amount, actually let me zoom this out a little bit. Even though the amount of stuff we are able to interact with is kind of minimal compared to the rest of the amount of buttons we have here, I would assume that all of this will be adjusted, though I wonder. Yeah, really. Maybe once we have some of these features for this vehicle, it's like the wipers, we could probably press this. We'll be able to interact with those buttons. We also have, should probably check on what the year is actually, this vehicle. We have something to crank open the doors if we wanted to. Excuse me, sorry about that. Oh, the 1970s, wow. Yeah, so this would so we have a version that is much older. This is a lot older than I thought. 1970s and 1980s. Maybe we'll load up the 1980s. This one only has one set of wheels in the back. And very, very cool. So you can see there are a lot of differences between each of the between the cab over and the conventional day cab versions of the T series. Now, one thing I want to do, I think I'll adjust the camera. So I'll be spawning in a trailer here, so we can pull it. And we're going to be heading over to the dockyards. So let's see here. Oh. Yeah. Probably mentioned that we have more options for the drive and trailer. Don't believe all these are shown here. We have the normal ones, which should be the normal one. Maybe this one. This will probably be one of them. But yeah, plenty of options. Plenty of new options for the drive and trailer. Which one should we do? Maybe the 48-foot spread axle empty. And so here it is. So I think this should be able to be. I should be able to pull this vehicle. Just need to swap to the other vehicle here. Sorry if the camera's kind of messed up. I don't usually use the zoom in and zoom out function, but let's attach this trailer. And one thing I have noticed is when it comes to attaching trailers to the whoopsies, I need to turn on my controller here. Sorry about that. When it comes to attaching trailers, previous way of doing it that can still be utilized is pressing the L key on your keyboard by default, and you will see the connector points show up. And what you would normally do is you would have those connector points become visible, and then you would bring the T series to the trailer, and then once the connector points are close enough, so move up a little bit. Once each connector point for the T series, which is the green one here, is connected to the one on the drive van trailer, it would automatically connect. One thing that's really cool is that you don't actually have to do that if you don't want to. You just drive the big rig to the trailer, and it will automatically attach like so. Which is kind of interesting, actually. Never looked at big rigs that closely, but it sounds like that's something that's normal, right? In real life? I don't know. But let's head over to the dockyards and we can take a look at the expanded West Coast USA, or the added expansion to West Coast USA, I should say. Please excuse me if my... Oh my gosh, that was a terrible attempt at that turn right there. Please excuse me if I'm not nailing the driving correctly when it comes to driving this type of vehicle. Should have taken that turn a little bit more wider, but yeah, that didn't really happen, did it? Let's see here. Yeah, another expansion was offered to West Coast USA, and dockyards. Oh, we're at the dockyards in the city. Well, should we wait? Nah. What I'm thinking is the Spearleaf Marine Logistics Center or something like that. Sorry about the camera. Maybe I'll go into the interior cam right here. Yeah, we're going to, and I don't know if y'all actually got to see it that well, but right there to our right is where we're going to go. And I believe that, yeah, that is something that has been added to West Coast USA. And of course, Spearleaf Island has been a thing for, I think, since the last update. So I'll probably showcase a little bit of what Spearleaf Island looked like before this update. and can't actually remember. But what I do know is that I think I should probably slow down. Whoa. Whoops, I stalled the engine there. What I do know is that the logistics center here, Marine Logistics Center, location on Spearleaf Island, was not here prior to that. Almost there. Yeah, I think more of this area too is new as well. This area on the right side. But here we go. We have to see if I can attempt to get into this area without hurting everything. So right here, you'd be stopping here and telling people, "Hey, I'm here to pick up a delivery of a shipping container or something, or dropping off supplies to be placed in a shipping container," or whatever. This area definitely looks quite nice, doesn't it? And there we can, I think I'll probably be careful because there's a bump here. But yeah, this area looks very, very nice. And seeing all these shipping containers definitely reminds me of the port area on the map Industrial Site. So West Coast USA has area with shipping containers as well. Yeah, again, I haven't really played in it too much, but I am aware that it exists. Yeah, I'll probably stop right here. So a very interesting thing about the T-Series is we're able to see the vehicle in the mirrors. And we're not only talking about the trailer, we're talking about parts of the vehicle. Now, the Gavril T-Series only has this option. In order to access this option, it's probably disabled by default for those who haven't gone to the options yet, especially if they play around with the graphics. But if you go down, I believe you have to click this, right? Actually, no, you don't have to click this first, but what you have to do is click the check mark for detailed mirrors or vehicles only. If I disable this, you can see that, well, we only have the trailer here. Same here in that mirror right over there, but if we click it again, you can see that we have a more reasonable look at the trailer behind us and, of course, part of our vehicle. And in the future, I would assume that the other vehicles in the game will be given this feature as well. In fact, I would definitely expect that, but well, yeah. Let's just say that that'll happen. I'm sure that the BeamNG devs would do that. So, yeah, that is the T-Series. A little bit of what the vehicle is. And there are quite a few different configurations to choose from, unfortunately. So I won't be able to show them all here. Maybe I'll show one more. Maybe the 83 stretch. I think this will detach my trailer, won't it? Yeah, look at how long this thing is. Yeah, I should mention that the Gavril T-Series has different types of frames now. Ones that are long. That one. Conventional aircraft front frame. And different types of cabs as well. We have ones that now include a sleeper. Go back into the whoopsies. Go back into the cab. Whoopsies, I keep pressing the wrong button. Look in the back here. Basically have a bed in the back with some storage and stuff. You can also open up these doors here, or windows, whatever you call them. And I think they stay open actually. Yep. That one does stay open. We can close it if we want. I think we can close them. I have to close them from the inside. Let me actually go here. We also have some storage areas to store things, I would assume. There isn't anything you can see in there. And we got our dolly. We wanted to attach it to the dry van trailer we can. I think we should be able to. Back it up. I think I'm in not quite the right angle. Or maybe I'll attach. Whoops. Or, actually, I don't think I was straight enough here. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm not straight enough. But yeah, I think I'm just not at the right angle here. But let me check how far off I am right now. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not quite there yet, but again, if these two were to line up, it will automatically connect, so yeah, I'm just a little off right there. But yeah, again, Gavril T series. The remake is here, and again, it looks beautiful.